önce de performanslarını gösteren Bukalemun grubuna da çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Herhalde bizleri
An hour thanks to Bukalemun band for waking us up in the morning. Distinguished members of press, we're very thankful to you. Distinguished guests, will you please take your seats because we have to be seated for the start of these speeches. Distinguished ministers and distinguished guests and distinguished members of press. So, by Turkish Wind Association, this is the first international congress to be organized by Turkey and this association, and we would like to welcome you all to our congress. So, distinguished participants, in the recent times in our country have taken steps in wind energy, and to take your attention to this and to witness the development of wind energy, we are here today with you. So for 2 days we will have this congress, and on international and national platforms we will be hearing very experienced experts, and they will be sharing their experiences. So before European Energy Congress candidateship, this is a rehearsal congress for us, and with your participation and for your support, we are very thankful to you, first of all to our minister and to all of you for your support and contribution. Now immediately our minister will open the congress, will inaugurate the congress, but before that, for his opening speeches, I would like to invite Turkish Wind Energy Association President Mustafa Serdar Ataseven to the floor.
Sayın Bakanım,
Minister, distinguished minister, distinguished head of Commission and Environment Commission, distinguished head of Energy Market Regulatory Authority, distinguished General Directorates, bureaucrats, and esteemed energy sector stakeholders. Wind energy is a new sector in our country, and of course everybody here participating here, we're really thankful to you for contributing to this development. We're very grateful. So as Turkish Wind Energy Association, on the public and private side, we are taking support, and for this reason we're very grateful. And wind energy is an opposite, and it is an innovative energy source. So for this reason, this event will be in an innovative way. So for this reason, we will be expecting your understanding. And for this reason, instead of talking in the rostrum, I would like to apologize. I chose to speak standing on the platform. So first of all, briefly, I would like to talk about Turkish Wind Energy Association very briefly. So our association, in fact, was established in 1992, and with the decision of the cabinet, it is established by the Minister of Energy. So in 1990, even the wind energy's importance was underlined there, and from that day to today, now we are celebrating our 20th anniversary. We are trying to do good things, and we're one of the strongest half public and half private association, and we are a bridge between public and private sector, and also we are a member of European Wind Energy Association, and we are representing our country in Europe and in the world in terms of wind energy. So our aim is to gain the wind potential to economy in our country. We know our foreign debt, and if we use our local resources, if we can have 1 kilowatt of turbine, then our debt will be decreased. So for this reason, we are after this. So we are in need of one person who can build even 1 kilowatt turbine. So what have we done up until now? So in total, we have 14 sessions in this Congress, and this one is the opening session, and then we will have a special session for European Wind Energy Association, and it is between 13:30, 14:30 tomorrow. And then, of course, we will have very valuable speakers in the other 12 sessions, and we will be hearing more than 80 panelists. And of course, you know, this Congress will last for 2 days. And the other thing is that you will find it in your Congress bags for 1.5 years. For 1.5 years, we're working on Turkish wind energy roadmap, and we have completed this, and everybody contributed to this. So we have published this, and we will be launching this in this Congress too. So here, there's a team composed of 7 groups, and in these groups, the members of these groups, rather than their working hours, they met on Skype, and they discussed, and we discussed how to contribute to wind energy sector in our country. And of course, we had 7 teams, and we had 7 people for each group, and we put forward who should do what in our country. So as public, what should we do, and also to achieve the 2020 target, and also for investors, as investors, university people, as industrialists, as investors, what should we do, and also as turbine suppliers, what should we do. So we have put all these forward, and this is a very valuable and comprehensive study, and this is owned by all the sector stakeholders, so this makes us very happy. And the last point I would like to touch upon is that I don't want to take your time. Of course, European Wind Energy Association is organizing a European Wind Energy Congress in one country. So in 2015, we hope that we will have this in Turkey. So Arturas Derbos, the president of European Wind Energy Association, sent his greeting to us. Because of the strike in Greece, he couldn't make it here by plane. So for this reason, he sent his greetings. So Christian Kejer, CEO, is here. So he will be representing European Wind Energy Association. So for this reason, we worked a lot too. We exerted our efforts too. So we had the support from public, and in a special session last night, we heard their support statements, and of course private sector supported us a lot in terms of labor force, human resources. They supported us a lot, and also of course everything happens by budget, so in budgetary terms they also supported us. So for this reason, I would like to extend my thanks to everybody who contributed to our work. And also my last word will be about, so we have the CEO of European Wind Energy Association here, and also we have Energy Market Regulatory Authority in Turkey, and the heads, and also the directors, as everybody, as the sector stakeholders. So we want European Wind Energy Congress in Turkey in 2015. So we want this.
Şapkaları dağıtın. Bu kadar gümbürtüye bu kadar mı alkış?
So a big applause, please, for this. So to this sound, is this just the applause you give? Okay, thank you very much. And one more thing.
Kongre çantalarının içerisinde
In Congress bags, you have hats. Maybe because of the drawbacks in the organization, you may not have received your bags. But as the public sector, in the yesterday's dinner, we put forward how much we want European Wind Energy Congress. So all the lawmakers and regulatory authority of Turkey. So we have put forward how much we want European Wind Energy 2015. So please, the sector players, please take the bags, hats out from your bags and show how much you want this. So we want your support. So all the hall, please put on your hats and please stand up. Please, sector stakeholders, I would like to see your support. Yes, yes, yes. So thank you, Minister. So distinguished members of press, please take this picture. So European Wind Energy Association so we will defend ourselves with this picture, with this photo. So we have more than 1,000 people in this hall and sector wants this. So Kristen, look at the how.
Herkese çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
We're very thankful to everybody and we extend our heartfelt gratitude to all of you. So I have taken your time and I would like to extend a call the speaker. So Christian Kesher will be announced by B. So Christian, the floor is yours.
Telgrafları alayım. Thank you very much. Şimdi
So with your permission here, I don't want to read the names one by one, but so we called all our deputies and ministers. So the European Wind Energy Congress to be held in Turkey 2015. So we put a title, "A Greeting from You is Enough." So the telegrams, of course, these should be translated, or we should give the earphones to him. So I will repeat from the beginning. So can you hear me? Okay. European Wind Energy Association in yesterday's dinner saw how willing we are as the public authority, and in the whole you have seen how willing we are, and before you here, and we have called our ministers and our public sector officials, and we said that a greeting from you is enough. So here are the telegrams coming from them. So this is yours.
Let me just say that I was never, ever in doubt about the Turkish Wind Energy Association wanting to get the European Wind Energy Conference to Istanbul. And I think you should all know that there has not been a more persistent or committed person, I think, in any national association anywhere in the world than Mustafa and his team in trying to get this to Istanbul. Just for the process, the board of the European Wind Energy Association is expected to make a decision on 2015 European Wind Energy Conference on the 12th of December, and we hope we can announce that at our conference in Vienna in February. I also have a commitment from Mustafa that should something go wrong with the conference venue in 2014, Istanbul is ready for that as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you. You can talk. Konuşacağını söyledi. Kendisine çok çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Çok yoğun programı olmasına rağmen bizlere katıldılar. Programımızda şimdi devam ediyoruz. Buyurun. Çok özür dilerim program aksaklığı.
Valla Mustafa Bey, size ne söyleyeyim bilemiyorum. Gerçekten siz rüzgar enerjisini atoma bile çevirirsiniz. Yani bu enerjiyle çok
Into atom. So you have also fulfilled my duty. So thank you. Thank you. Now, with your applause, I would like to your applause to TWEC head and Christian Kejer, also CEO. An applause for him too. In the message, I think we have taken your promise to have 2015 in Turkey. Is that right? So we have taken that promise from you. Okay. So of course we have other speakers and we will also invite them to the floor. And now I would like to invite Republic of Turkey Energy Market Regulatory Authority President Hasan Köktaş to the floor.
Sayın Bakanım,
Distinguished Minister, distinguished presidents of the energy commissions from Turkish Grand National Assembly, distinguished participants, we have just started a very unusual issue like wind. And as to continue like wind, we first have to consider and we have to see what's going on in reality, and we also need to exchange our views in real terms. Indeed, I will be expressing my thoughts how we support this issue. I have the pleasure participating at this Congress where Turkish energy issues will be discussed, and I also would like to greet all participants on behalf of Turkish Energy Regulation Authority. We will be talking about the wind energy issues in 2 days. But what I would like to say is that just a few years ago, when it was said that there would be a wind energy congress organized and about 1,000 people would be participating, and also all actors will be participating at such a congress. If such a thing was said a few years ago, and it would not be so realistic, because we wouldn't believe that there could be such a meeting held. But right now, when we look at this hall right now, we have over 1,000 people who focus on wind. It is not under the envelope of energy, but just under the subtitle of wind. So we can hold such a meeting. So where we stand right now, it is huge. It is such a mighty point where we stand right now. So the European Wind Energy Forum, where it should be held in 2015 in Turkey, it can be explained with this view here. And we will be talking about the local contribution, carbon markets, and green certificates. Many issues will be discussed in this meeting, Congress here. And as a result, where we stand right now, when we look at the scale of this sector, 56,000 megawatts strength power we have. capacity we have, installed capacity, and when we look at as of the new year, 2,873 megawatts with a power of 2,873 megawatts, 100 facilities and have been already established, and we have about 2,105 installed capacity. So for that reason, this is Turkey has the wind market which is sustainable, and in 10 years there is an increase by 10 folds, and we in long term we will have we can say that we have we have established an infrastructure with a capacity of 10,000 megawatts. So we know that what we aim for is greater. So in this process, as the Energy Regulation Authority, regulatory authority, I have to say that as within the scope of the midterm programs, we will try to benefit from the renewable energy resources, and accordingly we will try to better the infrastructures to the extent we can. We have such an aim as the institution as of today to 9,432 installed capacity. 270 projects have been licensed, and just likewise from 1,511 installed capacity, we have found that more than 20 projects have been found appropriate, and then about 11,000 megabyte licensing and conformity issues have been tackled, so which means that soon they will be licensed. So soon 300 projects will be licensed, and when we look at the stock, the storage of wind, we have 11,000 of megawatts wind energy storage, and we have 300 projects. This is the structure where we stand right now with what we have as a structure right now. On one side, the projects are being licensed, and they start turning their propellers, and on the other hand, we have a serious way of dealing with infrastructure, establishment of infrastructure, and we also carry out some technical cooperations, and we try to see how we can increase the capacity enhancement in the power stations, because the capacity increasing is related with the load. So for that reason, we're carrying out these activities, and just to aim for increasing the installed capacity in new regions, how we can have the licensing. We're just carrying out our studies. By our sector, such information are being expected, and in the upcoming period, when the infrastructure has been established, this will be announced to the public, so it will also be exchanged with this sector stakeholders. So for that reason, with the accomplishment of the wind measurement in the upcoming period, new applications for licensing will be received, accepted, and we know that there will be a movement in this region, in this field, and in 2003, with the new applications, the capacity will be evaluated, and we have to do our projection accordingly. And as the president of the Energy Regulation Authority, many local and foreign investors are being met by our institution, and we are trying to encourage them to make investments in Turkey. And from these negotiations and discussions, we have come to a result that the investment in wind energy, and in terms of the applications, we know that there should be the development of the infrastructures, and these should be enhanced, and accordingly we can pay the way. And this is what we have as a thought right now. And this means that for the time being, we can not say that we have already fulfilled our requirements and we have formed the perfect infrastructure. We cannot say so, but we have to develop more infrastructure and we have to better the investment environment. And within this concept scope, there are some problems, and these have to be resolved in a very short period of time. But we know that we're aware that the problems will not end in short time, and the dynamic process will bring along new problems, and in order to resolve that, we will make our effort. And in terms of establishment of wind power stations, we know that we have paved a long way. So this development, and what is more important, that the social structure of our state, and also the trust that is put in our endeavors, we know that Turkey is very attractive for wind energy, and not only for the investment for the wind power stations and also for production of turbines. We wish to have advanced results, and apart from turbine, we have certainly paved a long way, and in terms of local production of the turbines, we will be paving a long way and speedway in short time. So for that reason, Turkish Wind Energy Association has organized such a congress, and it will show how good impact it will have on civil society organizations. As I mentioned at the very beginning, as approximately we have a storage of 11,000 megawatts with project. What it means is that when we look at back in 2000 until 2007, from 1998 to 2007, in Turkey, there was 19.5 megawatt wind power energy stations, and it was just 19.5 megawatts. Well, what it meant is that we made our efforts for the establishment of infrastructures, and when we think it mathematic-wise, we could not make a whole and holistic growth. And just having lost some time, we have certainly came to a good point, and this megawatt source has to be turned into a good investment. And on one side, we know that there was not a good establishment of investment, and this was rather a right claim. But now we have another claim, is that every kind of infrastructure has been put up, and so the license owners are against to carry out an investment. So they actually followed us very closely, the investors and as the institutions who have formed the infrastructures, in order to activate this 11,000 megawatt investment. We will be doing our best to follow this investment, and for that reason, I have to say that the financing agents and us are responsible to provide support to the investors. And in taking this opportunity, I'm congratulating TWEC and for the European Union Association, Wind Association, to hold the meeting in Turkey is very important. And in meanwhile, what I have to say is that as the Energy Regulatory Authority in May in 2012, Forum World Energy Regulators Presidency has been given to our country. So we're just carrying out, we have the tenure of this organization, and in 2015 in May, so the World Energy Regulators Forum will be held in Turkey. So as having this experience, the best experience in Turkey, because this meeting will be participated by more than 20 countries, more than many people. So for that reason, I have to say that we certainly strictly supported candidacy of Turkey to hold this meeting in Turkey. And I also would like to say that we will be exchanging every kind of information, experience, and also we will be providing our support to TWEC. And in Turkey, many organizations are being held in Turkey. For example, Istanbul is the 7th greatest Congress center on the world. So for that reason, it already summarizes the situation. So for that reason, let alone everything, we're one of the countries which grows rapidly in wind energy sector. We are the forerunner of the countries which grows in wind energy. So for that reason, I would think that this makes Turkey to be selected as the conference venue for 2015. Taking this opportunity, I would like to extend my thanks to you all. Thank you very much, Mr. Hasan Köktaş, for your speech. Now, I would like to introduce you our other speaker, Mr. Erol Kaya, Turkish Grand National Environmental Commission President.
Sayın Bakanım,
Distinguished Minister and participants, I would like to greet you all with respect first of all. So this is a very colorful and a different Congress. I hope that it will also be finished in a colorful way. So I think we will have your support also here. So as the Environment Commission on the Environment, I would like to talk about the public awareness, environment. Of course, I would like to congratulate Turkish Wind Energy Association, first of all, because this will be a very fruitful Congress. As Mr. Köktaş says, up until yesterday, we will discussing fossil fuels and hydro. So now we have taken steps forward in terms of renewable energy, and now we are taking steps forward to be experts in this area. So this is very important, and from this perspective, this work is very important. This conference is very important, and Turkey is really, in terms of energy and environment relations, the relations between these should be healthy. And I hope that in 2023 the objective of Turkey is 30% for wind energy. I hope that this will be a roadmap for Turkey, and this is very important. And I would like to make a statement first of all. So Eurobarometer, on behalf of European Union, has an assumption for 2011. So it asked the question to the European citizens: what are the biggest 5 problems? Climate change, starving, famine, economic problems, terrorism, and energy. The 5th ranking problem is energy. So related to energy, especially in 1996, Nobel Prize Simolin has a determination. So the problems on the world can be solved by energy. So for this reason, if you want to solve the problem of water, we're in need of energy. If you have abundant energy, you can also use your seas. For example, in terms of food, in terms of clean air, you need energy. So for this reason, this Congress is very important. And when we look at the Commission on the Environment at the Grand National Assembly, we are trying to take part in such congresses, and we are trying to underline 2 important points. So we have been attaching importance to this, because in terms of regional investments, for example, in the constructions, or when we look at the relations with the community, there are some problems. So, for example, we have a sensitivity between environment and development. There should be a good balance, and the environment should not be sacrificed for development. For example, in the West, the industrial development revolution sacrificed environment. It even stepped on it, stood up on it. So after it developed itself, after West developed itself, it became sensitive to human rights and also environment. But we should do this before that. So the other point is that environment has a legislative and also moral dimension. So this shouldn't be forgotten. So from the picture of Turkey, especially in the access process to EU, in the year 2009, we have opened our environment chapter. So this is one of the most difficult chapters in terms of accessing EU. So Turkey was very courageous in terms of this, and it opened this chapter firstly. So in terms of there is a 90% legislation harmonization, and legally and also in practice there is really good applications. So really the government, especially in terms of EU environment chapter, it is attaching importance all these points. So from the perspective of moral points, so I would like to underline that all the holy civilizations, environment, nature was preserved by being holy. So it's holiness. So, but in the industrialization process, this holiness was abolished. So development understanding fought against the environment. So I hope that this development understanding is now over. Even there's a doomsday today. So our ancestors say that plant your last tree and don't waste your water. So civilization understanding is based on saving and preserving the nature. So this should be disseminated in today's civilization also. When we look at Turkey's picture and when we look at the understanding of Turkish people, I would like to talk about something different. It is very interesting that in April 2012, related to climate change, United Nations asked some questions to our people, and there was a public opinion poll like this. So I have taken two questions here, especially because it will contribute to my speech. So in the question, it says this: can you sacrifice something to have a less harmful product for environment? But 93% said no. And the other question is that to diminish the impact of climate change, can you pay more for electric consumption? And 75% say no. So we will give this nature to the next generations. So for this reason, in preserving this nature, we should ask this social understanding from our people too. So when we look at the implementation field, especially we have 2023 vision. So we are talking about 58 billion euros of environmental investment. So when we look at the exact figures of Ministry of Finance, there's a good trend. For example, in the year 2009, there was 3.314 billion euros of investment, and in 2011 it is more than 4 billion Turkish liras. So in terms of wastewater treatment, there are subsidies, and in terms of R&D works, there is a great support from TWEC. So in Koskep Gebze last month, I visited an enterprise, and I also served as a mayor in Turkey for long years. So the sludge, as you know, the water treatment sludges are a very big trouble for us. And there, in terms of wastewater treatment, and by the other also animal waste and plant waste, there is synthetic petroleum being produced. So in Manisa also there is a new facility being constructed at the moment. So government is sensitive about environment. So I'm very grateful for this reason. And when I come to the end of my words, especially Turkey and the world see wind as an important source of energy, and Köksal told about it. So there is an 11,000 megawatts of installed capacity, I think. So then I think we're talking about a figure more than 11 billion euros. So for this reason, this Congress is very important to raise awareness on the society side, and also this should be disseminated to the whole country. And also this wind energy work I hope will be fruitful for our country, and for this reason I am very thankful once again to you. So we would like to extend our thanks to the head of the Environmental Commission of the Grand National Assembly. Now we would like to proceed with the other speaker. So the head of Industry, Trade, Energy, Natural Resources, Information and Technology Commission at Grand National Assembly, Mahmut Mücahit Fındıklı, will take the floor.
Sayın Bakanım,
Distinguished Minister, distinguished President of our association, distinguished Energy Market Regulatory Authority President, I would like to start my words greeting you all. This Congress, which is organized by Turkish Wind Energy Association, we hope that we will have an installed capacity of 20,000 megawatt in 2023. So I would like to express my gratitude to you. Now, among the wind investors, the wind energy investors have the most activity among the investors. During the change of the renewable energy law, many of the visitors were the wind energy sector actors, and they mentioned that they're not satisfied only participating at the congresses, and also they wanted to they mentioned that you just invite us to the site field and how a turbine is produced, how it functions, operated, how it is operated. All these are determined on the sites, and you take place actively in this process. This is what they have said to us. And actually, this is a very young and new sector. So for that reason, this dynamism comes from its being new. And the field that you invest in so this they may have an intuition in this field, but whatever is the reason, we really appreciate this. So distinguished representatives of the wind energy, you are the prominent actors of this sector. In the upcoming period, not only steps by the state to be taken by the state, but in the meanwhile, your step taken forward will be guiding the others. And in the field right now, we have an installed capacity of 11,000 megawatt, and for the 2023 target, there will be an investment of 18,000 megawatts. And even though the prices will go down a bit in the upcoming future, but 1 megawatt will cost about 1 million euros. So we are just talking about an 18 million euro of market. So this shows how serious is this. The renewable potential that we have is more than what the other countries of Europe has. So our 29,000 megawatt, Germany has a capacity of 29,000 megawatts, and in Spain this is 21,000, and in China it's 62,000 megawatts. We know that we have potential, but this is not enough. So the technology and industry of this field, we also have to care for the financing. So if we have drawback in this field, then this will be only in addition to the current deficits. So since this is not understood very well at the very beginning, everyone has tried to be an investor in wind energy, and the investments did not turn to be a license, and for that reason problems came along. Without making any measurements on the field, the sector lost an acceleration. So for that reason, licensing mechanism is one of the most important achievements in the field. So when we look at the examples on the world, there are some points that draw my attention. I would like to share this with you. As of 2011, in final consumption among Europe, among 204
Danimarka'da %26.
terawatt, out of this 6.3 of it comes from wind energy. And for example, in Denmark, turbine producers, they meet the 60% of the need of the world, and Spain in 10 years has increased its energy by 63%. And also thanks to developed enhanced estimations of wind, these can be increased. So the research and development shares are also increased in these countries, but we will be also supporting the increase of our share for the research and development. And of course we see that the prices are appropriate, and these are the prices which foresee that the prices will be appropriate as regards development in the market. And apart from the usage of the local products, and also the facilities brought by the law, we all know that, and also unlicensed use has to be considered within the law. And unlicensed production is increased from 500 kilowatts to 1 megawatt. So this 1 megawatt, we have to open this increase from 500 kilowatts to 1 megawatt should be open to discussion for increasing to 2.5 megawatts, and we are aware of the expectations of the sector. And we know that when the productions are made in Turkey, we provide support. For example, in turbine it's 0.6, and for the mechanic spare parts, for example, or parts, there is a support of 1.3. And before 31 December 2015, there is an expectation.
Alınmış lisansların çoğunun 2010
So the license taken cannot be active up until 2015. So for this reason, after 2015, the licensed power plants, even if they use local products, they will be subject to the regulations that they have imported them. So they want net clear legislations, but also law and procedures and principles, as the recommendation given by the Parliament, these will be announced. So for this reason, should come together and solve this matter. So after 1st of January 2016, we should support the enterprises with local products. So in the current conditions, up until the end of 2012, we cannot achieve our targets. So the distinguished minister in commission also, when we were working together in our commission, giving the local incentive is to gain the technology in our country too. But this 2015 limitation will show us that we couldn't complete our objective here. So as of 2011, 2015, I think the enterprises to be licensed after 2015, 21st of December, can also use the related legislation parts for them. But after the amendments we will make, the other mechanic parts, other than raw material, all the components will be provided by our own industry. So as the Energy Commission of Turkish National Assembly, in the year 2015, we will do our best to host European Wind Energy Congress, and we will be supporting all your work. So when I come to the end of my words, I would like to extend my thanks to Turkish Wind Energy Association for this Congress, and I would like to greet you all once again. So we would like to extend our thanks to Mr. Mahmut Mücahit Fındıklı. And now I would like to invite our guests who made us proud. So the Minister of Energy and Natural Resources, Mr. Taner Yıldız, is invited to the floor. Yes, the floor is yours.
Büyük Millet Meclisi Enerji ve Çevre Komisyonlarının değerli
Distinguished
başkanları,
heads of Environment and Energy Commissions of Turkish Korean National Assembly,
Enerjisi Birliği
distinguished
Genel Müdürü ve değerli üyeleri,
CEO and members of European Wind Energy Association, distinguished head of and members of Turkish Wind Energy Association, and distinguished representatives of Energy Market Regulatory Authority, and distinguished public and private representatives, I would like to greet you all once again with respect. First of all,
olmuş olmaktan dolayı duyduğum memnuniyeti,
I am very pleased to see such a meeting here in Turkey. So Turkey made a choice, and in its choices, it chose to grow via private sector and in liberalized market,
uyumlu,
harmonized with environment, not despite environment, together with environment. There is an energy formation and structuring
oluşturmaktadır.
in Turkey.
Türkiye,
So Turkey is growing, and this growth will be met by a structuring which should be ensured.
enerji sektörünün birçok
So,
mazereti olabilir.
of course, energy sector may have lots of excuses, but
Enerji arzı
the energy supply will make Turkey grow, so it cannot have any excuse about this. So for this reason, we should keep in mind the growth figures, and we should also look at the foreseen figures, and we should realize
sürdürülebilir bir enerji
a more grown structure. So for a sustainable energy and for sustainable future, as I said before, and as said before by the other speakers, we should take into consideration the environmental sensitivities, climate change, and also renewable energy resources. We should pay attention to all these. So here, public sector and private sector have some duties. So if we want Turkey to grow, and if we cannot use renewable energy resources in this, the system will not fill this gap, and then we will be talking about the fossil fuels resources, so about oil and natural gas that we are importing. So for this reason, we should keep in mind the growth rate of Turkey, and we should have a realization which will go beyond this growth rate. So there should be a faster growing energy sector in Turkey compared to the growth of Turkey. So if we don't have this, if Turkey grows faster than the energy market, then the imported natural gas should be imported more. So for this reason, Turkey should diversify its energy resources and should also involve the nuclear power plants, and this should also be involved in renewable energy resources, and we're keeping on this track. So we have told about the figures, so there's no lack of information, but now we are about to act. There's a need for action. So in 2007, 1st of November, this activity started about wind energy, and to make it accelerated and to make it speedy, instead of public excuses, we will be talking about the private sector excuses. So we have an installed capacity of 11,000 megawatt. So there's a license for this 11,000 megawatt capacity. So of course, with real investors, this should be realized. Because we have a transition article. For example, an investor came to us and said that I will be connected to here with a wind power plant to this transformer, for example. So we have allocated a capacity for him, for example. So this capacity should be used. So to what extent it cannot be used? For example, it should not exceed 2 or 3 years, because in this hall, if we are to make a questionnaire with real investors, or the candidates for real investors, for example, if we are to make a questionnaire, of course, the real investors will have some complaints and problems. We will see this. For example, they will say that I want to be connected to, for example, a transformer, but the capacity is full, they say to me. So for this reason, we should prioritize the investors, real investors here. And for this reason, in our new draft, the number of the law has also changed, and also this will come to the General Assembly of Turkish Grand National Assembly. So the ones having the license and which couldn't accomplish their construction because of some problems, they will have a pre-license for 6 months. So this is to accelerate the investments, of course. This article will be related with this, and of course everybody should be investing in and should accomplish their investments in this period of time. So Fitch increased our credit note, but energy sector has grown this figure before, much before, because with international capital in the year 2014 there is an entrance of $4.3 billion. So before having this credit note, energy market bought this. So there is a trust to the political stability in Turkey, and this became sustainable. So this is data coming out of this, and also there is a trust for the deeds in the environmental sector. Of course, this credit note is increasing, and this will also pave the way for the activity in the other sectors also. So the foundation is sound, and there is a stable growth. So we should have the energy infrastructure for this reason. So wind energy has such an advantage that political stability has made some resources easy, but political instability cannot make some resources difficult. So wind energy is such an energy. So this is not coming out of supply or demand. Or, for example, the oil, for example, prices are changing because of Arab Spring or because of the other reasons. So in the year 2013, there may be some other problems. So for this reason, the raw oil price is increasing $10 or $20. So this is affecting us in a negative way, but wind is not so. So in your region, in your environment, if there is a political instability, this resource cannot be affected. So this is a very important advantage from this perspective. And also local industry, if we cannot install this wind energy in the local industry, then the enterprise, the operation will not be imported, but the investments will be imported. So for this reason, we have made the necessary changes in the regulation, and if your manufacturing is coming from local resources at a rate of 55%, if you can prove this, then you can make use of the incentives. So this is a very important development. So this was needed by the sector. So the of course needs of the sector should be taken into consideration. Of course, this may be 2015 or up until 2023. There may be some license given. So the ministry has the right to authority to extend or change these dates. So with such initiatives, we can change the dates or extend the dates. But the public sector, if it fulfills its duties, then the private sector should be in a position to respond to these. We always, of course, just next to our real investors, our private sector, and we are doing our best to make their work easy. We will be helpful in this perspective, so together with all our related affiliated organizations. And of course, Turkey in terms of water, wind, sun, on geothermal or biomass. So such renewable energy resources should be increased by Turkey, as I said before, and its share in total production should be 30%. So this is our objective up until 2023. So this objectives for energy sector should be realized, because in the EU there is two-folds of installed capacity of Turkey in terms of wind and in terms of operation, in terms of enterprises. It is less than the electricity we use in Turkey. So in the world there is 5 folds of installed capacity and 2 folds of energy being operated. So the rankings may change in the world. United States, for example, its momentum in 2011 did not change the first ranking of China, but in 2011 it was the biggest country to invest in wind energy. So Germany follows these 2 countries and coming third after China and United States. So we are ranking in the first 11 of biggest countries in Turkey, but we are the 16th in terms of wind energy production. But we should be in top 10 in terms of energy policies of Turkey, and also in terms of renewable energy, and the importance that we attach to renewable energy. I would like to touch upon once again, because it is important. If we cannot grow faster than the growth rate of Turkey in terms of energy, then we should resort to fossil fuels. So this is something we don't want, but if there is an obligatory situation, then we may have to do this. So for this reason, from the participants here in the hall and from our private sector representatives and from also the wind energy, from our entrepreneurs who will make wind energy related investments, please be quick in terms of wind power plants. So we should accelerate our work. So up until now, very important steps have been taken, and this growth should be managed in its changing way, and we will also be continuing with our policies. And our installed capacity, so there is not a hindrance in front of us to make it 20,000 megawatts up until 2023, because the imported oil and natural gas to localize, we have works to localize it, and also we have wind, and we have solar energy, and we have water resources in our country locally. So for this reason, we should evaluate them in a better way. So in the last 2 years, we have come to face with a natural gas demand more than we envisaged. So for this reason, this is very important. And here, so the more we produce our own local resources, the more we will ask for imported energy. If we don't do this, then we will be asking more for imported energy. So for this reason, when we look at the development rate in Turkey, when we look at the figures of International Energy Agency, we should fasten this structure. Now I would like to extend my thanks to the head of and members of Turkish Wind Energy Association and our guests coming from abroad. So such meetings, such congresses, of course, have some problems. So the electronic questionnaire should be installed in every congress. So we are explaining, so to what extent these are being accepted. So the whole should react. So for this reason, with scientific data, with electronic questionnaire, just via one button, we should ensure this. So in some organizations we have seen this, and it was very helpful because it was measuring at that point, real time. So this made us happy, and I hope that in the coming organizations we will see this more. And once again,
Sizlerle bir arada olmuş olmaktan dolayı
I felt very happy to be with you here in this hall, and together with the sector representatives, renewable energy sector representatives. So I'm very glad to be with you here, and our support will continue to the end. And I would like to greet you all with love and respect once again. So thank you, Mr. Minister. So I will keep you in the platform because we will proceed with presenting our plaques. So the head of Turkish Wind Energy Association will present the plaque to our minister. So we are very thankful to our minister for his support. So for his support to Turkish Wind Energy Association. So he is coming all our events despite his busy schedule. So for this reason, with your support and contribution also, we are extending our heartfelt gratitude to our minister. Okay. Can you present the other plaques to the other speakers, please? Okay. So, Mahmut Mücahit Fındıklı, the head of Industry, Trade, Energy, Natural Resources, Information and Technology Commission of Turkish Grand National Assembly. Again, the head of Environmental Commission of Turkish Grand National Assembly, Mr. Erol Kaya, is invited to the floor to receive his plaque also from our minister. And I would like to invite the head of Energy Market Regulatory Authority, EMRA, Mr. Hasan Köktaş, to the floor. And the CEO of European Wind Energy Association, Christian Kejer, is invited to the floor. And in a memory of today, there will be a photo. So if we can prepare the rope, please wait a minute.
Arkadaşlar. Şöyle biraz daha yaklaşın. Heh. Yukarı. Evet, makaslarımızı da verelim.
Can we give the scissors? So how would you like to cut? I can also make the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Okay, you can do it. Three, 2, 1. Okay, we're cutting the ribbon. And we are inaugurating our meeting, and we have an exhibition area next to our hall, and the minister will also visit the stands there, and the members of press can also accompany the minister during his visit to the stands, and we will proceed with the afternoon sessions after lunch. Thank you.